We Speak Student!
Charles Dickens, The Marriage Plot, a la Shmoop.
I think a lot of students are confused or irritated by the fact that lots of Victorian novels all seem to be about marriage. And they're all about trying to get married, and then once the marriage happens, that's the end of the novel. We see that in earlier works, for example, like Jane Austen's books are really very much about that. The marriage plot becomes a huge issue, and I think it's important for students to know that that is not for the reasons we think. Those plots are not so much about romance or sort of chick flick topics like we might identify them in the early 21st century. They're really about power and money. And for women of the period, in many cases, the only way in which women could have power or money and could get themselves out of difficult circumstances was by marrying and enfranchising themselves through their husbands. So in this period, you see, for example, things like divorce laws changing, who can own property, who can vote. All that kind of stuff is cropping up regarding women in the 19th century. I wouldn't say Dickens was a feminist necessarily, but he definitely understands why things like unhealthy marriages or prostitution or single motherhood presents an enormous and really unfair difficulty in this period.
What was the marriage plot actually about? What did women seek to attain through marriage in the early 19th century? Money, power, respect.